And this is it. Drop at Bob with Jeffrey. It's a drop at Bob with Jeffrey. Are you here? Are you with me? Drop at Bob. That's what we do. I'm here with me. You're here with you. Yeah, we're here having fun. I am the one. Yeah. Feeling cute, IDK. I might rap with you today. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just having a little fun today with the soundboard. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of my, wouldn't call that a freestyle, but we rapped a little. It was fun. It was a good time for me. Probably not a good time for you, but that's okay. You joined me anyway. That's your fault, not mine. Here we are at the H2 Show Studios, here to have some fun. You can see the live look-in over here of the Carrollton Square. We are on the historic Adamson Square. We did a little poem yesterday about that, so hope you'll go check out our video. I hope that you'll like and follow. I hope you'll recommend us to some of your friends. I hope you're finding something good out of all this. I'm sure having fun, so if you're not, well, at least I'm having fun. Yesterday, we had our first interview on the podcast beyond just me and Brent talking and having a couple of chats here. Brought in Miles Neal. That was a great interview. I hope you'll go check that out. It's posted in our timeline there on Facebook. We are working on our YouTube, so want to get our videos over there and would love for your help there. One of the things we got to do to be able to go live is have 50 subscribers, and we have 4. So please go over, subscribe on our YouTube. It is on our Facebook page. I will put it in the comments down below so that you can access it as you have time. I'm definitely going to post about this one. Maybe I'll cut out that intro. Who knows? We'll have fun either way. I hope you have enjoyed what you've heard so far. Yesterday we talked a lot about with Miles how failing can lead to success. How setting up a network of people, whether that's family or friends, is important to how you succeed in business, and how that can propel you when you have passion, you have a dream, and you build a plan. Thought a very interesting thing that Miles talked about. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Hold on. Let me get right here so we can see each other. We got the 5 o'clock somewhere sign back there. Haven't turned it on this morning. Probably should, but Miles was talking to us yesterday, and one of the things I thought was very interesting was his take on, hey, if I had done what my parents said, I would have been a lot more successful sooner. But I think one of the cool things I observed this morning, I was just thinking back through that. I was going like, hey, what can we, what was the advice in there? Because there was so much good information, and I felt something as a parent that came to me. And Miles, thank you for kind of illuminating this for me. It's not about what his parents said to him that led him to where he was. I think it's what they did for him and displayed to him. I think he saw, and he said it a couple of times, the success of his parents, the failures of his parents, and how they didn't let the failures prevent the future success. So the failure was not an anchor. It was just a stepping stone, right? They don't have to be stumbling blocks. When you hit a speed bump, when you trip over a rock, it doesn't have to be a stumbling block. It can be a stepping stone to something greater. And I think Miles pointed that out to us yesterday. So that was, to me, one of the biggest things I took away from there. And then the action it takes to ask for help and how hard that is. I want to encourage everybody, and I know I'm bringing down the mood just a little bit on the show because we're talking about something really serious here. If you need help, ask for it. I encountered it yesterday with my own family. You reach out and you ask for help, whether that be if it's at school and you're dealing with something, going to the teacher, to the administration, go all the way to the principal, go to the superintendent if that's what it takes. Advocate for your children because they can only ask you for help. It's really tough for them to get the help they need to go and be advocates for themselves. We've talked about self-advocacy on the show. Ask for help. If you're in your job and you're not looking to be an entrepreneur, this podcast is not just for entrepreneurs. It's also for general business purposes and general people purposes. I told you, I care about you, the people. If you are in a job and you feel like, I don't know where to go, ask for help. Get a mentor, find a peer, ask here in the comments, or send us a message. It's fine. We'll answer you in the messenger. And if you don't want us to talk about it, we'll never talk about it. What I need you to know is there are people out here in the world, like me, like Dr. Brent, like Miles, like others, who have a heart for helping people. And we want to see you succeed. There are people in your company that see help. And if you're a manager or director, look for those people that need the help to take that next step. And there's the serious stuff that needs help, addiction issues, psychological issues, those things. Do not be scared. Those people do not be scared to ask for help either. But if you are just looking for business in general, like business ideas or just help in general in those business places, there are people out here that will help you. So do not be afraid to ask. Okay, so let's get on to some lighter notes. And let me swap this out real quick. So today is the first day of the Spring Festival or Lunar New Year. It is the year of the wood snake. And I wanted to give some information about that. So let's dig into that a little bit, what that means, and what zodiac sign I am. So let's go into the Lunar New Year, the Spring Festival, also called Chinese New Year. They change. Most people use Lunar New Year to be more inclusive because there are other cultures that also celebrate that, as I said. So today it's the year of the snake. So when we look at the way the lunar calendar works, it's approximately, I think it's 355 days. It's 12 months of 29 days. It looks at the lunar cycle, and that's how you get the Lunar New Year. It starts generally on the first new moon of the year, and then the festival lasts until the next full moon. So that's how the festival is celebrated. In China, typically folks go home. Like, so we used to talk to some folks that worked in a factory over in China, and they'd say, hey, even like the management, everybody would basically shut the place down for 2 weeks at minimum. And folks would go home and visit with their family, spend time with their family during that period of time, that 2 week period. Sometimes it wouldn't, some of the workers would not come back. They'd go home, they'd be back at the village, and they'd say, hey, I'm done. So anyway, it's the year of the wood snake. So it's typically paired with an element and an animal. In this year, it's wood. And the way they look at that in traditional history was that there are 5 elements that everything's made out of. There's wood, there's fire. So they kind of go like this. They rotate around. The wood feeds the fire makes the rock or earth has the gold or the elements, which is gold in this case is representative, and then there's water, and so the water feeds the trees to make the wood. So they pair them up. It's a 60-year cycle. So if you were born under the year of the wood snake, you would be typically 60 years old now. That can vary just a little bit or going into your 60th year because of the fact that it starts in February, so it doesn't match up with the Gregorian calendar. I believe that's right. Okay, so some interesting people who were born under the sign of the snake. Gandhi was born under the sign of the snake. Pablo Picasso, Mao Zedong, John F. Kennedy, interesting one there, as they're releasing the Kennedy files supposedly this week. We'll see. I was hoping to be able to read the source documents. Anne Frank, Bob Dylan, Xi Jinping, who I believe is the current leader of China, J.K. Rowling, and of course, everybody's favorite, Taylor Swift, in 1989. Of course, that's why her album was named in 1989. So yesterday was the Lunar New Year's Eve, as I mentioned on site. Good morning, Arian. I'm glad you joined us this morning. And by the way, everybody, don't feel guilty that you can't join in the morning. It's totally fine. It's okay to watch the video back, and if there's only segments you want to skip around, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'll try to do some timestamps at some point that we can do different subjects at different timestamps. I'm learning. So learn with me. Let's have fun. Let's go on a journey together. We'll grow together, and then you can be a day one whenever if we blow up. First day of the new year is today, and it's a day for visiting family and relatives to give red packets. Okay, so interested in all this, thought it was interesting. For me, I was like, hey, what year and what sign was I born under? So the sign I was born under was the fire rabbit. So element was fire, sign was rabbit. And I looked up what my year is supposed to be like. And I will share this link in the comments so that you have access to it and you can look at what your year is supposed to be like. So it says that rabbits will experience a significant rise in luck in 2025, with everything falling into place effortlessly. Your hard work will lay a strong foundation for future success, leading to financial stability and modest spending habits. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a huge believer in all this, but what I will say is if you are working hard, you will lay a strong foundation, and it will lead to success. It may not lead to financial success. It'll lead to other successes. And I think where luck is where preparation meets perspiration, or something like that, or opportunity. So if we think about luck, you can sort of make your own luck. There are people that just seemingly have bad luck, but you can make your own luck. The way you do it is through hard work, preparation, and getting prepared and being disciplined in the beginning. And Miles hit on that yesterday. Be disciplined. Good discipline leads to future success. Sacrifice a little bit of happiness today for 10 times the happiness in the future. Okay, so Chinese New Year celebrations, preceding days, the 23rd through the 28th day of the 12th lunar moon. They clean house. They do some New Year's shopping. And then New Year's Eve, the 29th day of the 12th lunar month, which would have been January 28th, then they start putting up spring couplets. And then they enjoy a reunion dinner and stay up late. And the giving of red packets is lucky money to kids. So very, very interesting stuff going on in the Lunar New Year. We'll look at each day as we go and see if there's any cool stuff out there for us to talk about. So again, Year of the Wood Snake. What does that mean? Let's read that. The snake is considered a little different in China than it is here. So in the Year of the Snake, many Western countries snakes have long been associated with evil and temptation. However, in China, snakes hold a more complex and varied symbolism. They are simultaneously associated with harvest, procreation, spirituality, and good fortune, as well as cunning, evil, threat, and terror. What does it mean to enter a year of the snake in Chinese culture? And what are the horoscope predictions for all zodiac signs in 2025, the Year of the Wood Snake? So I'll give you all that information down in the comment section when I drop this. Let's see. I was going to try to see if there's anything else we wanted to talk about. Nope, I think we're good on that. All right, so moving to what else is today, because this is when it gets really important. Just kidding. This is where we have a lot of fun, and you get to hear some of my hot takes, my personality in this. Today is National Corn Chip Day. What does that mean? Well, National Corn Chip Day is a time for us to celebrate corn chips. And you may be thinking that corn chips and tortilla chips are the same thing. Apparently, they are not. Obviously, corn chips and tortilla chips, as we see them today, there's there's wheat tortillas. I'm assuming those can be made into tortilla chips. And then there's corn tortillas that also can be made into tortilla chips. But the corn tortilla and the tortilla chip and the corn chip are made differently. So there's different steps for processing the corn separate than the tortilla from the corn chip. The corn for a tortilla chip is soaked in a lime water solution that breaks down the hulls. This process creates a crisper, milder chip. A corn chip is sturdier with a stronger corn flavor. Both were popular snacks originating in Mexico. So, who invented the corn chip? As you know, the patent office will tell us. And as we said with Edison, the patent office is not the only place that tells us who made something. So, you know, there was probably somebody that made it long before this, but who's credited with the invention. There are two men credited with the patenting and marketing of the first corn chip in the United States. First, Isidore J. Filler often ate a tostada, a hard corn tortilla with toppings, while traveling in San Antonio, Texas, as a salesman. He struck on the idea of making them in rectangles and marketing them as a chip. In 1932, he patented his concept. Around the same time, Elmer Doolin was also traveling in San Antonio and was eating friotes. So Friotes, friotes. According to the story, he paid $100 for the recipe, experimenting in his home until he created the ideal chip. Doolin then started selling them from the back of his Model T Ford when he began mass producing them under the name of Frito corn chips. And they were a hit. In 1945, Doolin came to an agreement with Herman Lay of potato chip fame, obviously Lay's potato chips, to distribute Doolin's Fritos across the country. The two companies merged in 1959 after Doolin's death. So, there you go. That is the rough history of Fritos or Frito-Lays. And I would like to know which Fritos are your favorite. To me, the corn chip, the Frito, is one of the best ways to get savory snacks or savory sauces and dips into your mouth. Okay, let's talk about chips and let's talk about chicken tenders for a minute. Let me get serious. Hold on. Let me bring you in because I want to look you in the face. Let me look you in the face. All right, look right here. Okay, let's get serious. Chips, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, all of them. What are they to us? They are a vessel. They are a ship by which we take all the sauces and the salsas and the dips, and we take them from here to here. Okay? The dip, largely, is the star of the show. The guacamole, the salsa, the buffalo chicken dip. My wife makes an amazing buffalo chicken dip. It's not a huge, complicated recipe, but it is delicious. I'm not a big cream cheese guy. She doesn't put cream cheese in there. It's literally canned chicken, some delicious cheese, some Frank's. You know, we put that stuff on everything. I'm not going to say the word they say. Put that stuff on everything. Hold on, I got you. One sec. We put that on everything. So Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I agree, Arian. The cheese dip, queso. I like white queso. I don't know what's up with Chipotle's queso. I'm getting off subject. Okay, back to the buffalo chicken dip. Chicken, buffalo, Frank's Red Hot Sauce. We put that on everything. We put that in there, and then we put some ranch in there, put some cheese on top, let that all, put it in the oven, get it really hot and all bubbly and delicious, and then you scoop that out. That's what the chip is for. Get that into my mouth. I love some Fritos down inside my chili. Delicious. Why? Because it gives the chili some crunch, some texture. You guys are kind of learning something about me that I maybe didn't know about myself until I did this podcast. I love the crunchy texture. It's a waffle. It's a chip. Give me those things. Don't give me a soggy chip. Don't put the chips down at the bottom of my, the nacho stuff where you put the stuff on top of the nachos. I have to eat that fast. I have to eat that quick. No, you don't, Arian. Buffalo cheese dip does not need cream cheese. I'll take that to my grave. It doesn't have to have it. All right? We're just going to have to agree to disagree. But what we will agree on is that buffalo dip is delicious. That's what we'll agree on. So however you make it, whatever you enjoy, do it that way. But today, enjoy a corn tortilla chip. Go just, dip some out, get some chili tonight. I don't know what the weather looks like. I didn't look at that. Probably should. That's my job on the podcast. But hey, I'm just saying, enjoy some corn chips today because it's National Corn Chip Day. But I think we can all agree. A chicken tender, a corn chip, it's about the sauces and the salsas and the dips getting to your mouth and having a vehicle to carry that up here. I'm just, I don't need a fork to eat my dip. Could you imagine eating buffalo chicken dip with a fork? Nobody's going to do that. I mean, I guess you could, but that's when they talk about all this stuff on the dieting stuff. I'm going to eat my chips. The Quest chips are pretty good, but again, that's another thing, okay? Let's talk about deviled eggs for a minute. I know I'm getting off subject, but deviled eggs, you tell me, hey, we're going to eat 10 boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs on Easter. You're going to eat a dozen of those. No, I'm not. That's gross. I'm going to be too full. But you put 24 deviled eggs out there, I'm eating all of them. It's the same thing with tortillas. You come out with a tortilla, and you're like, hey, eat a plate full of these. Not happening. You fry those things up, cut them up into shape of chips, and you put them in front of me. Done. Toast. 2 baskets. Easy. Before I even think about it. So if you're trying to lose weight, maybe don't even let them put the chips on the table because it's real easy. And I got to put a little salt on mine when I'm at the Mexican restaurant because why not? I mean, what's a little bit of sodium with all that fat? All right. Anyway, we talked enough about corn tortilla chips. We talked enough about tortilla chips. So let's go back. I want y'all to get a little live look in while we take a chance to travel back in time to today in history. So today in history, what happened today? Well, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It was the first time that it was performed back in 1595. Old Billy Shakespeare, wherefore art thou Romeo? Would a rose by any other name not smell as sweet? The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe was published in 1845. Kind of wish the Ravens would have made it to the Super Bowl. Anybody but Kansas City. That's kind of my motto. I know I'm probably making somebody mad, but the 15 on Patrick Mahomes, that's for how many yards he gets anytime somebody touches him. Hello. I'm here with the jokes this morning, but the Raven, quote the Raven nevermore, Edgar Allan Poe, was also the inspiration for one of the best runs in WCW. Was this grungy, long-haired guy named the Raven. He went on a run. He created the hardcore match in WCW, or was kind of the innovator there. Awesome stuff. In 1856, Queen Victoria instituted the Victoria Cross. Not really sure what that's about. And then in 1886, Carl Benz patents the gasoline-driven automobile. I bet Carl Benz, if we look it up, is also, let's look here. Yep, he was German. I guarantee there was some merger there. Let's look. Carl Benz was a German engineer and the patent holder of Benz patent motor car. He's acknowledged with inventing the combustion engine in 1926. He created the brand of Mercedes-Benz. We all knew it was coming. And the brand was recognized as one of the most luxurious car brands in the world. How cool is that? Carl Benz invented an automobile. I wish I could get these pictures up there for you. I'd love to show them to you. I will eventually be able to do that. In 1891, Hawaii proclaimed Lily Okanali as its queen, renowned for her song Aloha Oi. She had a reign of only 4 years until she was forced to abdicate in 1895 under pressure from powerful businessmen. In 1916, during World War I, the first aerial bombings of Paris by German Zeppelins took place. And then in 1919, the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, the Prohibition Amendment, was ratified. For nearly 14 years, until December 5th, 1933, the manufacture, transportation, and sale of alcoholic beverages were illegal in the United States. The amendment had the unexpected result of causing enormous growth of organized crime, which provided bootleg liquor to thirsty Americans. Hey, I will say this. It led to some great songs, too. Any song you're hearing about moonshine and moonshine stills, I mean, Copperhead Road was a great one. White House Road was another good one with Tyler Childers. I mean, we got them to thank. I mean, we got to go all the way back and say, hey, if it hadn't been for them, if it hadn't been illegal to run liquor up and down the roads, we wouldn't have these great songs. We wouldn't have this interesting culture. I mean, some of the tourism in Chicago wouldn't happen because you wouldn't have as many organized crime leaders there. So, I mean, maybe it was a boon for the economy in some ways. Not really sure. Not sure how to look back on that. But the echoes of history carry forth. In 1929, the Seeing Eye Dog organization was founded. In 1936, the first inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame are announced. Can we talk about that for a second? Andrew Jones. What the greatest defensive center fielder, or one of the greatest defensive center fielders of all time, and we can't get him in the Hall of Fame? What's going on here? Huh? Let's go. If it'd been a Yankee, he'd already be in. What are we doing? Get that man in the Hall of Fame. Anyway, moving forward, I'm a Braves homer. I can't help it. It's just who I am. I grew up with the Joneses, you know. They were awesome. 1959, Walt Disney's animated film Sleeping Beauty is released. I'm a big Disney nut. If anybody that knows me, I love Disney. Disney World is my jam. Didn't go till I was 23. I've been more times than I probably should ever admit. Yeah, I'm a Disney adult. I'm sorry. Sue me. I get it. 1967, the Mantra Rock Dance takes place in San Francisco. The event is considered to have been a major spiritual event of the San Francisco hippie era. Who doesn't love a few hippies? You know what I mean? Flower power. 1996, France stops nuclear testing. President Jacques Chirac announced the definitive end to France's nuclear testing program just one day after the country exploded a nuclear device in the South Pacific. And then in 2002, George W. Bush coins the term axis of evil as part of his State of the Union address. The term used to describe regimes that sponsor terror became exemplary for the terminology used by the Bush administration to promote its war on terror. I think looking back, we all kind of know a few things that we didn't know back then. And I think we're finding out things about our government in our time. And maybe everybody knew this. Maybe that's the little known secret. It's like Miles said, if I'd listened to my parents, or we'd listened to our parents' parents, or we had paid a little more attention as kids, we would know better. But there are things that we need to question our government on. And I think, I've said it before. What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? It's about 6 months is the joke. So I think some of this, like, hey, let's release these JFK documents. Let's release these MLK documents and the RFK documents about the assassinations. Yeah, we kind of need to know what's going on. We want to know. No, I understand the need that you can't know everything right in the moment, but we need to know, us concerned citizens. So we'll talk about some of that stuff on the show. As we do that, let's transition to a little more fun topic on celebrity birthdays. Today, Adam Lambert was born in 1982. Oprah Winfrey, Sarah Gilbert, Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck's one of my favorite actors. Blue Bloods was amazing. I know Magnum P.I. was what most people that love Tom know him for. Man, Blue Bloods. It does a really good job of tackling some complicated political issues and cultural issues. Really love that show. Heather Graham, Justin Hartley. Hold on one sec. I got something for this. Let's see if I can find it.
have failed this city.
Oliver Queen, Justin Hartley, Nicholas Turturro, Andrew Kagan, Kelly Packard. Hold on, let me see if I can. In my red high heels. So there you go. She did Red High Heels. She was popular on American Idol. So let's go to the national news. All right, I'm going to read this article because last night I was feeling a little tired and I did not get too deep into this and read it myself, but I'm going to share this one too. This guy says he knows the truth about UFOs. Should we believe him? Bum, bum, bum. It is Weird Wednesday, by the way. It's Weird and Wacky Wednesday. We're going to talk about some oddities, conspiracy theories, et cetera, et cetera. This guy he kind of reminds me of Jeffrey Epstein, if this is his picture. So, take that with what it's worth. You'll see it in the article if you choose to pull it up. This is from Popular Mechanics. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Mick West is on a quest to, look at that. Mick West is on a quest to investigate every single UFO sighting, and he's already debunked hundreds. This article is by Manish Wah. On a clear, sunny day in July, Mick West, a former video game programmer, was flying from his home in Sacramento, California, down to Pasadena. From the aircraft, he spied a small, white, elongated object that seemed to be passing over the mountains. Intrigued, he took a short video with his phone. Though he assumed the anomaly was just another airplane, West couldn't help himself. He needed to investigate. All right, we'll stop there. I know we're running short on time. It's 6:06. I try to end these things by 6:15. Yikes. Or 6:05, actually. So we'll skip to the local news. I wanted to hit you with another historical piece of information about Carrollton. So Carrollton was incorporated in December 22, 1829, and named in honor of Charles Carroll. Charles Carroll was, I believe, from Maryland. He was the last living signer of the Declaration of Independence. So that's where Carroll County gets its name, Carrollton gets its name. In 1830, the town was surveyed and lots were laid out, with a central feature being this town square, which was later named Adamson Square for the local judge and congressman, William C. Adamson, which we talked about. The first city commissioners sold business plots for Adamson Square at public auction on the first Tuesday in February of 1830. And so the first Tuesday became known as Trading Day in Carrollton. I thought that was really cool. So that's probably the reason that First Tuesday Mall had its name, but the first Tuesday was recognized as the trading day here in Carrollton. There's a lot of what business would get done on that day, the first Tuesday of the month. Okay, so let's go to leaving you with our ending here and some motivation for your Wednesday. It is hump day. I want you to get through this day. I want you to be successful this week. So let's leave you some positivity here. All right. I say this every day. Here at the H2 Show, we love you. We want you to be successful. We want to give you some fun. We want you to laugh. We want you to cry. And we want you to learn every day. I want you to be challenged to do things that are hard. That's what we're here to do, is challenge you to do things that are hard and that are difficult. Every guest we have on will forward that mission. We're going to have fun because I want to make you laugh. I want you to have a place of refuge to go to in the mornings if you want to come and listen in. Or we're not going to, deliberately upset you or hit some political topic and get into all this stuff. I want to talk to you like I talked to one of my friends, like I cut up at the office. I have a little bit of what I like to call ADD, even though it's not diagnosed. I enjoy going through these random topics with you. But what I really want for you is that this lets you relieve a little pressure. And then as that pressure comes off, your mind opens up and we can put some things to think about. And I'm thinking along with you. So I'm not saying I've got it figured out or that I'm going to give you some knowledge you don't have. But I'm going to help you ask better questions so that you can ultimately improve who you are, develop into the person that God intends for you to be. So I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to do hard things. We're going to have guests on. Brent's going to come in here. He's going to challenge you. Brent's going to have guests on here that he's going to come in, and we're going to talk about subjects that maybe are fun, but also maybe just have a few questions that move you forward in your career, in life, may make you a better, teammate, spouse, brother, sister, husband, whatever, wife. That's what we're here to do. And I'm also going to tell you, how I force rank pastries. That's, that comes with it. So with all the little knowledge and things, you gotta give me a little bit. I get to go on a rant every now and then. So with that, we say this every day, whether you're a believer or not a believer. We still love you. God still loves you. And we want you to take the positivity from this. So the verse of the day. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together or meeting together right now, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. That's Hebrews 10:24 through 25 in the ESV. Listen, we all get a limited number of days, a number of ticks on the clock. We have a limited number of years. Let's focus on using those to do what we are sent here to do, and let's keep moving forward. I told you, you've accomplished something today. You woke up, your feet hit the ground. Hey, go out and make today the best day ever. This has been Jeffrey Heron. This has been your Drive at 5, coming from the H2 Show Studios, high above the historic Adamson Square. Thank you again for coming with me on this journey. Go and have the best day and the best week ever.